available at GNC stores nationwide. The champion is 37. The challenger is 31. The champion has the reach advantage. The friendship has long gone away. And tonight is the night that Tito is determined to claim back his light heavyweight belt. For the official introductions of this mega matchup tonight, here once again is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission with Chairman Dr. Tony Alamo and Commissioners Skip Avancino Jr., John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and TJ Day, and Executive Director Keith Kaiser. Our judges for this contest are Jeff Collins, Adelaide Bird, and Tony Weeks. And our doctors at Octagon side are David Watson, Stephen Brown, William Berliner, and Anthony Rugarel. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Mario Yamasaki. This championship bout is sponsored by Zions Energy. Zenergy, great taste, extreme energy. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. And visit Punishment Athletics at PA99.com. Ladies and gentlemen, two UFC warriors have now entered the Octagon to face off against each other for the second time, where tonight they go to war again, and only one will leave the champion. And now, live from the sold-out MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, it's time! This fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, the challenger fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a submission fighter who holds a professional record of 16 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, ladies and gentlemen, the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz. And now, introducing the champion fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer who holds a professional record of 19 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of San Luis Obispo, California, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Right. This is for Light Heavyweight Champion. I want you guys to do a clean fight. Follow my orders at all times. Do you have any question for me?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question for me? Good luck tonight.
Let's do it. And now we are set to go. This fight being shown around the world on pay-per-view.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ortiz
Let's go, come on!
and Liddell are set to fight again.
Inside leg kick by Chuck.
Liddell will wait and pray. Let's see how long it takes for Tito to look for the first opportunity to take this fight down. Chuck's sprawl is legendary.
Got a lower stance, Chuck does, which creates his bent knees allow him to sprawl quicker if he needs to, rather than being a more puncher's position is straight up.
Tito's going to try to set up a potential takedown attempt with the hands or with the legs there, Randy.
Chuck coming out here with a low kick. I'm surprised that early he picked his foot up and be posted on one leg. More vulnerable being taken down in that position.
Left hook by Chuck.
Tito has a great look in his eyes. The old Tito is back.
Low
Single leg.
attempt.
And a great job by Tito. Got up, got the hands covered, because Chuck will come and try to punish you every time you try to take him down.
Tito's swinging here.
Low single attempt, not set up at all. He shoots from the outside, and that's going to be a problem for him if he can't step into that range and put something in Chuck's face to set that shot up.
And Joe, that's something Randy talked a lot about, that Tito's got to be willing to get in there and engage if he's going to get the clinch or the takedown.
But the fear of that is when you engage, when you step forward, you run in those big nuclear warheads.
It's absolutely the risk is getting caught in that range, but it's the only way that you're going to get close enough and in deep enough to take a guy like Chuck Liddell down.
Tito throws a right.
What about getting Chuck to come to you?
Chuck's a very patient guy. I would see he's a counter fighter. You've got to give him energy. I would not see him, coming to Tito. I think he's going to wait for Tito because Tito has to come to him.
So you think you're better off feinting him and giving him a lot of pressure?
Yeah, you need a lot of head fakes where he doesn't know whether you're going to shoot or throw a punch. And then, that little bit of unknown you can play off of.
Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Right hand by Tito.
Catches Chuck with a right. Chuck's jaw is iron hard, though. Came over the top to Tito.
Tito is swinging for the fences.
Now Tito taking a book out of Chuck's chapter right there.
Couple
Cup
nice
check.
inside leg
Absolutely.
kicks.
Little cup check there by Tito. Evidently Chuck's winning this.
Well, you know what? Evidently, Tito knows that he has to engage, as you talked about, to get this fight into his position. But Tito's not the same Tito as the first meeting, saying, all right, you dared me to stand up with you. Eventually, he wants to take this fight down.
Tito's using that inside leg kick well and tries up high.
Chuck can damage you instantaneously, though.
He's got such long arms and an interesting build. You look at him and you say, oh, he doesn't look like a fighter, but man, he manages to find the end of that fist and generate all that power time and time again.
Caught him with a right.
Tito's bleeding.
Tito's bleeding over the left eye. That was the right hand that was delivered by Liddell a moment ago.
It's a glancing blow, but enough to create the cut.
And the thing about these small gloves in mixed martial arts, you can train in boxing gloves all the time. You're used to covering your face in a certain way, but those little gloves, the hands, are so easy to get through, and that's what Chuck's so good at.
They're
Chuck
very
smells the
unforgiving.
blood.
He does smell the blood. He's moving in for the kill.
Liddell looking for a finish early. He still believes he is in between the ears of Tito Ortiz.
Chuck pressing the action now, uncharacteristically for Chuck to move forward a lot in a lot of his fights. He'll wait and draw you in.
And as confident as Tito is, a lot of the members of his camp said he needs something to go well for him early to build that confidence inside the octagon. And getting clipped is not what he needed to happen.
Absolutely not. That creates a little desperation now.
He's hurt.
Tito is down.
He's hurt badly.
He is down. Chuck the Iceman Liddell is trying to finish the fight. Liddell trying to finish Ortiz.
Tito's still there. Tito's still there. He's protecting his head very well. He's not doing much to defend himself, but he's still got his arms in way.
Great job done by Tito.
Tito is hanging in there.
Tito is going to survive, it seems, for now. What a job done by Ortiz.
A lot of time left in the round. Chuck being patient. He spent a lot of energy right there.
Tito's
Tito
still wobbly. Tito's still wobbly. They are on their feet at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. "25 seconds remains in round one. What heart shown by Ortiz.
Chuck's hands at his waist. No respect for Tito's punching ability.
Good uppercut.
Caught him with an uppercut. Tito is bleeding profusely. But Ortiz looks as if he will survive round one. Look at the smile on the face of Ortiz.
I don't know what he said to Chuck, but that's got to be a first round that rattled Tito. That's not what he wanted. He's been through adversity before. He proved a lot to me in that fight with Vitor Belfort when he was hurt very badly, and he came on to win a decision. There you see, here's the replay.
Left hook, right in the temple. Wobbly legs, slips and goes down, and Chuck on him, smells the end of the fight.
That's a very rare moment when Chuck's got someone that badly hurt and doesn't finish them off. Kudos to Tito Ortiz for making it through that round.
Eddie Bravo, you're scoring.
I was impressed with Tito in the first half of that round. I mean, he landed some inside kicks and he landed a right hand or two. And I was surprised at his aggressiveness. He was throwing those big over right hands that didn't land and those high kicks that didn't land, but he's showing some aggressiveness. But at the second half of that round, you know, Chuck just turned it on, caught him with that left hook. I almost gave Chuck a 10-8 round, but you know what? 10-9. Tito got up, showed tremendous heart. 10-9, Chuck Liddell.
Eddie, thank you very much. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, Randy the Natural Couture. Glad to be with you tonight. Round 1 belongs to Liddell.
Tito wades in with a big right hand.
He followed that nice jab with a big right.
Tito needs to get this fight down to the ground.
He's got to hold the legs. Throws a body kick.
It's only a matter of time with Chuck Liddell if you pick the poison, which is Chuck's, and that is to stand with him.
He doesn't have a whole lot of options at this point, though. He hasn't been able to do anything else.
Chuck really settling in, trying to set up that big right hand. Nice job by Tito after the shot. Chuck countered the shot to follow with the kick as the clinch breaks. It's a great time to strike.
The chance of Chuck.
I like the fakes by Tito. He needs to keep Chuck off balance. Is he shooting or is he throwing a punch?
I've been saying for a long time, Randy, what I'd like to see tonight is a fight like you had with Pedro Rizzo, where one man was in control early, then another man came back, and then he had it taken away from him. And now Tito is in that position that you put Pedro Rizzo in. He's got to come back and try to start to control this fight.
Chuck showed the composure to know the fight wasn't going to end, and he backed off and saved his energy. Didn't punch himself out in that situation.
Well, I think he knows that that's a big part of Tito's game plan, is to drag this fight into the later rounds. Tito has amazing conditioning. He does all of his training up at altitude at Big Bear.
But to take some cardio away from Chuck, Tito has to do something to push that cardio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know what? To take some cardio away from Tito, you hurt him. That's what Chuck did. It looks like part of Tito's game plan is try to wing a big right hand on Chuck. He's thrown it a couple of times, and it looks like he's measuring him up for it.
Is there a danger because of the great job done with the hands in round 1, Randy, that Chuck could actually get overconfident on the feet?
Well, he's certainly a little more aggressive in pressing the action a little more, stepping in and creating the exchanges rather than waiting and countering like he normally does. There's always that danger. With a 4-ounce glove, as you alluded to, there is not much room for error.
You want to start hanging those hands too much.
It's such an interesting difference because regular boxing style, it's just there's holes in that boxing style that you can't bring to the UFC, fighting with those small gloves. And you alluded to that before about covering the hands, covering your head up with those little gloves. Hands get through.
Not only the small gloves, but the threat of a takedown, the clinch, the dirty boxing, so many other facets of that stand-up striking range the boxers don't have to worry about. It changes what you do with your hands and how you strike.
And the fact that bobbing and weaving leaves you open in knees and kicks.
Well, Tito standing toe-to-toe with Chuck here in round 2.
Nice right hand by Tito that time.
Tito with a good body shot to Chuck Liddell.
Very nice by Tito.
Again, shooting from the open. There's no way you're going to take a wrestler down like Chuck Liddell from way out there.
And again, you got to be careful on your way up because Chuck oftentimes will throw that right on the way up. Tito able to cover it right at the last second that time.
So, Randy, you think he should be throwing some combinations and tie that takedown into the combination?
He's got to wait till Chuck steps in and throws his combination, change levels in that transition, and get in deep on Chuck to take him down, or create the combinations and throw his own, and then follow it with a good deep shot.
Randy, when you beat Chuck, you utilized the clinch, and then you swept the leg. It wasn't always just a double leg or a single leg. Can Tito close and do that?
Tito landed that right hand.
Can Tito utilize the clinch?
I think he could. I don't know why he doesn't, because I've trained a little bit with him, and he's very good from that position. He's a good wrestler. He's great when he gets his hands on you.
Tito also seems to be throwing that high kick with the right leg. That might be another part of his game plan.
Second round, fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds. Two of the most popular men in UFC history.
Again, Tito loading up with the big right hand. And Chuck does keep his hands remarkably low.
The outside, he's got
There's a takedown.
Now there's an opportunity, and Tito takes Chuck down.
Watch for the knee bar if Tito leaves his leg dangling between Chuck's feet.
First bit of momentum for Tito Ortiz in the fight. Now he can utilize control. But now he's in that clinch.
Good elbow.
In the clinch. Chuck gets out of the clinch.
And now the fight is on.
Tito threw a right hand, followed it to a high crotch, and spun right to Chuck's back and knocked him down. Chuck did what Chuck does, scrambled well, got back to his feet.
That has got to bolster Tito's confidence, though. He survived in round 1. He finally got just a bit, but he got some control in round 2. We are headed to round 3.
What's interesting is Tito's looking Chuck in the eye right at the end of that round and wants to get Chuck's respect. He looked at him and nodded like, I'm here, man. I'm still here, and I'm closing in on you. Let's take a look at some of the action from that round. Here's the elbow off the cage. This is right after Tito got the takedown. Chuck lands a wicked elbow.
Grazed his nose, crossed right above his upper lip. Doesn't look like he created any damage, but it was nice. It was very close. Nifty gash on Tito's eye.
That was the one opened up right in the first round.
Very interesting round. I like the way Tito rather got Chuck down there. If he can try something like that again, take his back like that again, that was a big part of his game plan.
Eddie Bravo.
I gave that round to Tito Ortiz. I like the way he came out. I like the way he started that round. He came out really aggressive. He didn't really land anything in that round. But Chuck didn't land, but a right hand and a left hook maybe. And then, of course, at the end of the round, Tito got the takedown, took his back. He didn't capitalize off it, but I'm giving that round to Tito Ortiz 10-9.
The crowd saw that, reacted.
There you go.
Tito
Third round. Are you ready? Are you ready?
This is a very interesting thing, having these guys take a look at the big screen and seeing that in between round scoring.
Still a great look and great strength and mental fortitude being shown by Tito Ortiz.
Chuck looks like he's doing something a little bit different. He's lowered his stance a little.
He's back now to giving a little ground and trying to draw Tito in.
That inside leg kick is also a big part of Tito's strategy here. You see him going to it over and over again.
Tonight, Liddell Ortiz, Rampage and Pro Cup on the card at UFC 67. Tito with a smile on his
right
face.
hand
And
by
Tito
Tito.
Ortiz counters. Tito's starting to have fun. Starting to look like the Tito of old.
Inside leg kick, but he hit the knee. He might have hurt his foot there.
Can he start breaking down this, what seems to be, Randy, undeniable confidence of Chuck the Iceman Liddell?
I don't think it was his foot. I think he's got a huge knot on his shin now where he hit that low leg kick.
Oh, good kick by Liddell, the answer.
Chuck definitely slowing down just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see that knot.
At what point, Randy, and you are very similar to Tito, and you're waiting for your opportunity many times to go to the ground of the fight, at what point do you sense your opponent starting weakening in his cardio, and do you go for the big shot?
It's a feeling. When a guy's aggressive, has conditioning, has confidence, he's coming to you, as Chuck did a lot in the second round. And now you see Chuck waiting a little more. That's going to start in Tito's mind to play like, oh, okay, he's slowing down. Now I can turn it on. Now I can step into that pocket and be a little safer, not be as risky about getting
Good leg kick by Tito right there, and good body shot by Liddell. Nice left hook to the body. And a right hand to the body.
Chuck really hangs those hands slow, man. Oh, another shot,
wow,
same
he
spot.
dropped down to his knee for that one.
Oh, see, he faked the shot to the midsection and tried to knock him out with one punch.
The high crotch again by Tito. The high crotch again by Tito. This time he didn't get in deep enough around the leg.
Tito's cut open again.
That is a dandy gash on Tito's left eye.
Chuck trying to
use his feet and create some distance here. Chuck's long enough to reach him from there.
Waited for the up kick. Chuck will be happy to stand up. Great job done a moment ago by Liddell, though. Body shot, fake the body shot, tried to come over the top.
Tito is definitely making a fight out of this. It looked real bad for him in that first round when he got hurt, but he's still hanging in there in the third round.
physically, mentally, knowing what we all knew about Tito and his preparation into this fight, Joe? Does it surprise you he's making a fight out of it?
You know, I thought it could have been over in that first round. That first round looked real bad, but, you know, it doesn't surprise me because I know Tito's conditioning is second to none, his work ethic is second to none, and like we said, he's been training up at Big Bear at altitude for almost 10 months now. He's in phenomenal condition.
He's a survivor in the worst positions. I had him mounted in the 4th round of our fight, barrage of punches, and that same defense keeps his forearms tight over his head and manages to survive and recover.
Caught with a jab and then with a right. 1:45 remains in the 3rd.
Chuck using the long jab, trying to get a reaction. Nice uppercut, lead
right
uppercut.
hand.
Tito tries to answer. Chuck comes around the top. Chuck looking to close it out. Tito back down. Tito gonna cover.
Still a minute to go.
Lots of time here. Tito survived in a similar position in round 1.
Oh, he rolled the leg over.
Can he survive here?
He's got to move.
Trying to finish Tito Ortiz.
He's not hurting him. He's hitting his arms mostly. He's not hurting him here. But Tito has to move.
And it is all over. Chuck Liddell remains the light heavyweight champion.
Wow.
The Iceman beats the Huntington Beach bad boy again.
Tito made him work for it, but in the end, it was the same result over and over again. Randy, what does someone have to do to stop this guy?
I tell you what, he's on fire. This is as good as he's ever been. He is so good at finding his range and settling into the groove of the fight. He's the best in the world right now.
Let's take a look at the Mickey's replay here.
Chuck.
Tito's firing back, throwing some punches, but that could have been his downfall because in those exchanges, that's where Chuck landed. That uppercut hurt him badly. Another uppercut there. Here it is again from another angle. It's the exchanges. That vicious power that Chuck has and the confidence he has to throw it just overcame Tito.
And the key word with the Iceman is combination, isn't it, Randy?
Absolutely. When he gets on a roll, he's going to put one after another until he finds the one that hurts you.
Chuck the Iceman Liddell remains the king of the UFC. And what a great show put on by the Huntington Beach bad boy Tito Ortiz. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 59 seconds of the 3rd round. For the winner by TKO and still the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
He almost finished it in the 1st. He does so in the 3rd. The Iceman with Joe Rogan.
All right, I'm here with the champion. Once again, Chuck, is this the most satisfying victory of your career?
Well, first of all, everybody, after party, being thrown by John Hunter and me here in MGM at Studio 54. If you want to meet up with us. I got a sponsor, 300 the movie. Great movie, check it out when it comes out. I got LA Boxing, come check out the website. And, well, Science, of course, with all the help. And one more, I think. Oh, toe to toe. Oh, yeah, and Thinking Entertainment. Thanks, guys.
All right, now, Chuck, this is a long, tough training camp for this fight. I know you wanted badly to win this fight, and I'm going to ask you again, was this the most satisfying victory of your career?
Yeah, this is the most satisfying victory of my career. I think Tito came out real tough. They looked good, and it was a good fight.
All right, take a look at the big screen and talk us through the Mickey's replay here.
There's not much to talk about this. I mean, I had him hurt. I just kept throwing punches until they decided to stop it. So he wasn't defending himself for sure, and it was over.
Were you surprised they didn't stop it in the first round? Because it looked very close to being stopped there as well.
Well, I was surprised, but I like the refs to let it go, you know. I mean, Tito's a tough guy, and we both, sure he says the same thing I say in the room. Let it go until I say it's done.
Now, obviously you're still a champ, and we brought in Rampage Jackson as a new addition to the UFC, and he's the only man that has beaten you that you haven't avenged that loss. Is that next on the agenda for you?
I hope so. That's up to everybody else, UFC and that, but I can't wait to get that rematch.
Well, it's been great to see you perform again, as usual, and great to see you once again, the champ, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Party with him at Studio 54.
The Iceman remains the champion. Tito Ortiz defeated. He is inside the octagon with Joe.
All right, I'm here with Tito. Tito, obviously a devastating loss. A long, hard camp for this, a long way back. Tell us what's going through your mind now.
You know, pure anger. I'm just like, kind of disgusting myself because I let a lot of my fans down. It sucks. You don't understand. My fans are what feed me. The fans are what make me drive to get in the gym every day. And to let them down like this, it hurts my heart really bad. But you know what? Chuck's the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now. I got to give it to him. He's worked his ass off to get where he is, and he showed it tonight. I fought my A game. That was almost as best as I could fight, you know? I couldn't get a takedown. I thought I could strike with him. I felt pretty comfortable. Then there's the last little situation, I got hit with a shot or two. But you know, I mean, I'm only 31, man. I'm gonna be in this sport for another 5 to 6 years. I'm gonna be here for a long, long, long time.
Well, obviously the fans want to see you again. Do you take any comfort that this was a much tougher fight for him than it was the first time around? It shows your improvement?
Yeah, I haven't showed my improvement. I mean, middle of the third, I just made a few mistakes, man. I hit him with an inside kick, and I felt like I broke my foot. But I mean, it hurts. I mean, Liddell's an awesome fighter. Like I said, I can't say enough about him. I got to congratulate him. And I just want to wish Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the U.S. troops who are fighting for our country, man. Got to thank for them. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this in this octagon. Everybody out in Iraq, thanks for your support. Keep kicking ass. We're going to keep entertaining you guys.
Well, you are gracious in defeat, and we look forward to seeing you again in the octagon. Tito Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Of course, my after party at Jet. I'm sorry all my fans let you guys down. I fought my ass off, and I will be back. I guarantee it.